The only warning was a streak of light across the sky. Then came a cosmic impact beyond anything humans had ever encountered.
The energies we're dealing with make nuclear bombs look like firecrackers.
A team of investigators thinks they are hot on the trail of an alien killer.
This was a catastrophic event. It happened virtually instantaneously.
As they try to solve one of the great riddles of science. What agent of destruction swept across North America some 13,000 years ago, killing off many of the large beasts on the continent? Why, at the same time, did the first thriving civilization mysteriously vanish?
If this event had not happened, the mammoths would still be around.
Could a perfect shot from outer space have wiped the mammoths off the face of the continent? For over 1 million years, the mammoths reigned over the landscapes of North America. The largest beasts on the continent had survived the worst ice ages and droughts nature could dish out. Then, about 13,000 years ago, the mammoths disappeared. Graveyards of bones testify to a lethal hammer blow that knocked out not just the mammoths, but many of the other large animals in North America.
Clues have surfaced that suggest a cosmic event caused their demise.
Now, a diverse group of geologists, chemists, and cosmic impact experts have banded together and think they are closing in on the culprit. This is the story of how a new theory is born. It is untested and highly controversial. Like crime scene investigators trying to solve a murder from the forensic evidence, they are attempting to piece together a doomsday scenario from the dust.
The team believes there is clear evidence that impacts affect life on Earth.
But have they really put their finger on an extraterrestrial killer? Or will their hard-earned theory prove to be nothing more than science fiction?
Did a cosmic event wipe out the mammoths? And are we due for another?
About 13,000 years ago, a large chunk of North America was encased in ice. The continent was slowly thawing out at the end of the last ice age. Beyond the ice sheets, small bands of hunters, known as the Clovis people, stalked the mammoths with their razor-sharp spears. While the woolly mammoths stuck to the colder regions near the ice, the larger Columbian mammoths expanded into the warmer climates in the south. Most scientists think the Clovis had been around for less than 1,000 years, shadowing these mammoth species and other prey. The geological record is littered with their iconic Clovis spear points, the first evidence of a widespread hunting culture in the New World. Then, inexplicably, everything began to change. The climate took a freakish turn for the worse. Temperatures plummeted, casting North America back into a mini ice age. At about the same time, the mammoths and the Clovis culture ceased to exist.
As the Earth warmed and the glaciers melted, something triggered the climate to cool again.
At Murray Springs in southern Arizona, the mammoth's demise is as obvious as this dark line in the riverbank known as the black mat. Here, the mat is thought to be a blanket of algae that grew after there had been a drastic change in the environment. Exactly at the base of the mat is the extinction layer, where the bones of mammoths and the Clovis spear points that killed them are found in abundance. In and above the black mat, this evidence of man and beast seems to disappear.
That base of the black mat is like a ceiling where all the extinct megafauna just come up and hit a roof, and then they're gone. It was deposited like somebody laid a black blanket over the site.
Archaeologist Dr. Vance Haynes helped discover this site back in the 1960s. But he is still searching for the cause of the wholesale extinction buried directly beneath this black mat.
So at that point right there, you have the disappearance of mammoth, mastodon, horse, bison, camel, saber-toothed cat. Just in an instant of geologic time, they were gone. It's been a question on my mind for decades.
One of the mammoths Dr. Haynes' crew discovered, known as Big Eloise, appeared to have been killed by hunters. But strangely, her skeleton was covered by the black mat before scavengers could scatter her bones. Dr. Haynes argues that whatever bigger doom took out the mammoths for good must have hit them in a matter of weeks or months after Eloise's slaughter.
The black mat covered those bones very soon after it had been killed or died. That could have been one of the last ones that the Clovis people killed. The interesting question there is, though, just about every one we find that they killed are on that contact. They were covered by the black. Something happened 12,900 years ago that we don't understand.
Scientists have been trying to make sense of the continent-wide extinction of the mammoths and other large animals for 100 years. But so far, no one has positively identified the culprit. One of the main theories is climate change. But the question remains, what was the catalyst behind this unexplained cooling? Dr. Haynes' read on the archaeological evidence suggests a more immediate cause.
It would have to have been very, very quick climate change, because that's what it was beginning to look like. It was just in an instant of geologic time, they were gone.
Reversals of climate, from cold to warm, from wet to dry, and back again, without becoming extinct, until the appearance of Clovis. Without those people arriving on the scene in North America, those animals would have survived. There would not have been these extinctions, in my mind.
But some think it was just a coincidence that soon after the humans arrived, the mammoths disappeared.
North America's a huge continent. To think that you could get rid of all the animals with a handful of people with spears didn't seem like a very plausible explanation for the very abrupt demise of these animals.
Is it possible that a more powerful unknown force sparked the climate change and sealed the mammoth's fate? In 1988, Dr. Bill Topping was grappling with that very thought as he examined the stone flakes that a Clovis hunter had chipped away to make spear points. Embedded in the 13,000-year-old artifacts, he found tiny metallic particles that appeared to have lodged in the stone like bullets. He had a hunch. 13,000 years ago, there was no earthly force that could generate the speed to penetrate the rock.
That might be it.
Not being the most conventional of researchers,
Great.
he loaded up his shotgun with metallic grains and started experimenting.
Almost always, it's outsiders who come into a situation and say, this doesn't make any sense. Let me take another look. This is exciting. Some of the finest nuclear physics ever done on Earth was in a garage, not some huge multi-million-dollar laboratory.
The metallic grains dented the surface of the stone, but couldn't penetrate deeply into the rock. The answer hit him like a 12-gauge shot. Topping believed that only an explosion of cosmic proportions could have created the speed needed to make the shrapnel stick in the Clovis flakes.
At that point, I realized, that's it. I was right. It was a discovery, a cosmic event of fantastic proportions. End of the story.
But the story had only begun. Dr. Topping's evidence was dismissed by the scientific establishment. His cosmic bullets were thought to be metallic sediments that seeped into the artifacts. Soon after, Topping dropped out of the hunt. But his radical ideas started a chain reaction of small discoveries that might add up to one of the most prized mysteries of science. A lone researcher came across Topping's fringe theory by chance and was intrigued by a possible connection with a cosmic impact in 1908. A meteor exploded in the atmosphere over the Siberian wilderness. The shockwave decimated hundreds of square miles of forest. Years later, researchers reported finding thousands of tiny micrometeorites embedded in the trunks of the flattened trees. Could a similar but much larger cosmic blast have dealt the final death blow to the mammoths? One by one, an eclectic group of scientists would join the chase for an extraterrestrial killer. Searching for clues to support their provocative new theory, they set off on a continent-wide cosmic hunt. If an impact was big enough to take out the mammoths, the traces of the killer might still be in the tusks. In the search for an alien killer, investigators have to deconstruct a 13,000-year-old murder scene that spans all of North America. Building their case for a cosmic impact that wiped out the mammoths would prove to be difficult, dirty work. What geologist Alan West needed was mammoth tusks, and lots of them. The trail of bones led to some strange places. At a warehouse outside of Calgary, West hoped to find the killer's extraterrestrial fingerprint gouged into the ivory. Inside Canada Fossils, one of the largest dealers in North America, mammoth tusks are cleaned, polished, and sold by the pound. The ivory is scavenged by fossil hunters in Alaska and Siberia.